Hello?
Hi, hi guys,
Okay.
gentlemen.
Thank you guys. How you guys doing? Ladies and gentlemen. I mean, one gentleman and one lady. How you guys doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Chairman Andrew Dean, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm doing
Well,
fine.
I'm doing good.
I hope you're doing great too.
Okay. At least you can see me today because you raised alarm too much on me. Okay, so we are already live, and I want to say welcome to the real life talk. Here we discuss or bring experts together from variety of fields where we discuss real life issues pertaining to human, social, economic, world of politics. And tonight we have with us a guest. We will be introducing later. And meanwhile, we are waiting most of the panelists to join the show anytime soon. So, to our viewers, our listeners, we want to say thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Real Life Talk Show. We hope you stick and stay with us as we go through the 1 hour or 2 hours of tonight's show. So, Mr. Andrew Dean, I love to call you Chairman, Chairman Dean. How's the weekend begun with you, sir?
Oh, well, it's a wonderful weekend, but got a little side during the course of the week.
From the look
Uh,
of things, it's like it was
uh,
glamorous.
yeah, it was a good weekend. It was a good weekend. Just I've been feeling a little bad since yesterday. If you've been on social media, you probably came across the trending news about a young man taking his life. Uh, my weekend was really going great on the I came across that news, and it only speaks to the
Oh,
urgent
yeah, yeah, yeah.
need
I
of
follow that post.
addressing, yeah, the urgent need of addressing mental health issues in this country is a serious thing, and as a country we have to rally around to encourage awareness of mental health issues. It is a taboo in our country to talk about it. But yeah, overall the weekend was good, Mr. Jerry. It was extremely good.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Losing life, losing a Liberian is something worth being sad about. A nation do not know to live and development of our dear nation, Liberia. Okay, so may his soul rest in peace, and we pray that his family be consoled in these times of bereavement. And those of you from that side, especially with the mental health area, I hope that you begin to look in the directions and propose some legislation to the requisite authority that will begin to look in these directions to solve or try to mitigate some of these problems. All right, so right now we have our guest. She's pretty seated, and I believe she's all good to go. So while we are waiting the other panelists, we will now ask our guest um, to introduce herself, then we can pick it up from there. And we will also do a round of introduction for ourselves because she's our guest today, and our audience will also like to know us to some extent. Okay, so we have with us Mrs. Benita Tita Boa. Can you please introduce
Miss,
yourself?
please, Miss. Thank you.
Okay, I think he's experiencing some problems. So, dear audience, thank you for the time. So, at this time, we give our guests the time to introduce herself and speak a little bit about her professional and
Y'all can go
life.
ahead. Y'all
So,
can go ahead.
uh, uh, Ms. Bois, the floor is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Even though Mr. Jerry made a mistake as in Mrs. So I'm Miss Benita Tita Boa, a journalist and communicator for over 8 years now. Um, I've worked with Cool FM, Prime FM, and then lastly Banner FM before transitioning to um, corporate media, or let's say the PR sector, where I currently serve as the communications director at Safe Man Fisher Foundation. By the way, we are into conservation, biodiversity, um, and everything about the environment to include the safety of the marine species and all of that. So yeah, earned a bachelor's degree in communication and media studies at the University of Liberia from the Department of Communication and Media Studies, with emphasis in sociology, just to be able to read the human minds as well while communicating to them. So basically, um, a perspective or a candidate for the master's program that is in international relations. So far, so good. This is Benedetta, a journalist, a communicator, a mother, and everything in between that makes her her. Thank you for having me so much, guys.
Well, I can also say that I'm really impressed, and obviously this is going to be a good conversation. So
Yeah.
also currently on is Mr. Gunty. Mr. Gunty is one of our co-hosts on the platform here, Real Life Talks. I'm just going to give him 1 minute to just do introduction to some of our new audience who might be following right now. Thank you.
Okay. For the benefit of our audience, this is Hector Toa Gonti. I'm opportune or privileged to serve as a co-host for this unique platform, specifically this show tonight. And we have a very rich background in the F sciences. Uh, Currently, I lecture at the two prestigious universities in Liberia, specifically the University of Liberia and Magiri University. With respect to my education, I earned my bachelor's degree from the University of Liberia from the Department of Geology. And then I also went to the United Methodist University where I earned a bachelor's in education. And just last year, I earned my master's degree in environmental science. So this is where I can stop for now. And thank you for having me on the show tonight.
Okay, thank you so very much. I think we have Mr. Jerry back after some technical issues. And also,
All right.
and
So,
finally from my
sorry
end,
for the
Mr.
breaking
Jerry,
transmission,
please, one
guys.
minute.
Thank
One,
you,
one second,
Mr.
Mr. Jerry. Yes, please. Just I'm going to turn over to you in a minute. So far, I just want to update you. We have introduced our guest
All right. Thank
audience
you.
has been introduced already, and Mr. Gonti has also been introduced. So you can just take over as we proceed. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dean. And thank you to our guest.
Yeah, so it appears that Mr. Jared is having some technical issues. So we start from here and continue with the show. First, I want to register our thanks to you, Mr. Dean, for playing a role as a panelist and also a host. And to our guests, once again, we want to say thank you for honoring our invitation to be a part tonight. So we have listened to the introduction. Next, considering our topic, let us firstly begin with our own personal perspective when it comes to the issue of tradition and culture in the context of Liberia. We have different tribal background, different geographical background within Liberia, and I guess our beliefs, our cultural beliefs, our tradition may have some similarities, but may differ on some or in some aspects. So let's firstly begin with Mr. Dean to give his personal perspective on the issue of tradition. How do you see tradition in the context of Liberia, preferably from your own location?
All right, I think so. Mr. Gonti, if I got it right, this is also my opening statement, right? So,
Okay.
and then yeah. So today's topic is a very important and significant one across our country for several reasons. Because gender, number one, is a touchy issue. It has been for a very long time. And looking at the topic today, from traditional expectation to the modern realities, how gender role has changed in Liberia cannot be overemphasized because we have seen drastic change over the past 2 to 3 decades. So for generation, the Liberian society operated with a clear, gender role, where men were generally viewed as providers, like protectors and head of the home, while women were expected to manage the domestic affair, like nurturing the children and being supportive with the family. But these roles were not unique only to Liberia. They were, cut across, Africa as a whole. However, over the last, like I said, 2 to 3 decades, Liberia and across Africa is experiencing a significant social uh, change as it relates to the gender role as we see it. More women are obtaining higher degrees in education, uh, entering professional careers, owning businesses, serving in government, not just serving in government, but a top position in leading institution, major institution across, right? So as a result, the traditional gender expectation has evolved to some extent, creating, however, this is important for my opening statement because I'm going to talk about it later in the show, new opportunities, but also the evolution of traditional gender role has also created tensions and questions. Remember those two things: tensions and questions about identity, about family, about culture, and about responsibility. And today, into this show, as we go along with Mr. Gonti, I'm going to be expanding on how uh, the traditional expectations have evolved to the modern realities and what we are currently seeing in these tensions and questions, how we can address them and talk about them. Thank you, Mr. Gonti.
Once again, thank you, Mr. Dean, for such a brilliant opening statement. I think that set the basis for our discussion tonight. I should have done that, but I thought to begin a conversation like I started with the thought that Mr. Jerry have done that already. So how be it? We want to say obedience for setting the basis for our discussion tonight. So our guest, now consider you as a female and looking at the context, looking at the gender role in the context of Liberia, what have been the expectation? What has been the expectation for women, especially when it comes to education, their roles in the home, and and you can go on and name the rest.
Um, Thank you again for having me on this unique platform. I will tell you based on what we are discussing, as in the traditional and then the modern realities and everything in between that. So many of us Liberians, both men and women, in terms of the gender, are caught between honoring our tradition and then trying to embrace the progress of modern realities and how things should go um, the other way. Funny enough, I had this particular questions before me yesterday. Mr. Dean knows. So it just brought to me a new perspective about everything, right? So traditionally, women were expected to manage the home and defer men, that is, they should limit their professional ambitions and everything that makes them a woman to just being a caretaker, being a home and caretaker as well, just focusing on the children, cooking and making sure our husbands or boyfriends are well represented on the outside. Now, the modern reality states that okay, women can still do those things, but let them
Okay,
come forward.
okay, thank you, Mr. Miss. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Thank you. I want us to have a structure in our conversation tonight.
Right.
President wanted us to take a
No, no, no.
look at the expectation, and I think you expanded much on
Mr.
that.
Mr.
So
Conti?
yeah.
So the expectations are just that's what I'm coming at, right? So it's the expectation. Are you talking about the expectation traditionally, or are you talking about the expectation from the modern reality
Yeah. The
side?
Yeah,
expectation in the context
I
of our
think
tradition. Yeah,
Okay.
Mr. Jerry has
So
come in just a minute. Thank you for
okay.
rejoining us. And for those that are just joining us, we want to say this is the Real Life Talk Show, and we are here this and every Sunday from 8:30 to 10. So this is where we identify practical life problem and discuss, bring experts, professionals, where we can find amicable or recommend amicable solution to this problem. So tonight we are blessed to have with us Mr. Andrew Dean and Miss Boa. It's gonna take me some time to get used to the pronunciation of her full name. So we want to say, Mr. Jerry, thanks for rejoining us. Probably you have been listening. You can take us from where we are presently.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gonti. That was very great, and thank you to our guest, Miss Boa. I think I'm familiar with the name from the sounding of the name. I hope she doesn't hold us in contempt for the way we sound the name. But I know along her deliberation, she will be able to inject some portion when it comes to the pronunciation of those names. I mean, her name. Now, the thing is, I listened to you guys. I was actually following,
So I think
and
you have to check your mix. You're not coming out well,
can you
Mr.
hear my
Jerry.
voice now? Am I clear? Am I okay?
For me, from my end, you are very loud, and I'm getting you clearly.
Yeah. So, Miss Boa, can you hear me now? Am I audible? Yeah, Chamadine is getting me. So let me get hear from our guest if she's hearing me. Maybe there's a technical glitch in her ear. Can you hear me, Miss Boa? I think she's not
Miss
hearing
Boa,
me.
are you hearing Mr. Jari? Are you getting Mr. Jari?
Unfortunately, no, I'm not. So anyone could relate what he's saying because I'm
I'm
not.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you clearly. So I think I'm hearing clearly. I'm seeing your body movement.
And even
But there's
from my end, I'm getting Mr. Clear.
yeah. So
Is it
if there's
okay?
anything, I think it will be important you
Okay.
log
It's not
off
still.
and come back in. Can you log out and come back in?
I can hear the rest of you guys for nothing.
Okay, so okay, you relay to her, kind of
Oh,
relay to
okay,
her,
okay.
guys, that she should let her log out
So he
and
will
come in.
talk and then you relate it. Is that okay?
So he's asking
No
to
relay.
asking that you kindly log out and log back in just so you we all get one another.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
okay.
that would
I'll
be
be
good.
back.
Okay. Yeah, so that was
Yeah, so Mr.
that's
Jerry,
Miss
you can just
Miss
proceed.
Boha. That's Miss Boha, and tonight we are looking at the traditional expectations, how our society, especially the Liberian society, has transitioned from the traditional expectation to what we term as the modern realities. Now, we specifically focusing our discussion tonight on how gender roles are changing in Liberia. We are aware of the numerous situation of gender roles, especially when it regards to the traditional gender roles, how men have been attributed with certain roles in society. Likewise, women have also been. So there are certain roles we have just defined to be the role of women. Why men too have these roles, right? So our panelists tonight will be outlining some of these things. They will be discussing some of it, and basically we want to be looking at. We'll have a teaser on each of them to inquire what were their own personal experience while growing up when it comes to traditional expectation for both men and women in where they live and or grew up, and then we'll look at what are those expectations that still exist today, right? So while they were growing up, their personal experience, I think it will add meaning to the discourse tonight. And then key on the agenda, we'll be looking at family and the home, how gender roles were seen in the home, in families, and we'll also consider education and a list of others. So we have back online Miss Bois. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right, thank you. So, I would like to know, having introduced yourself and the co-hosts have been trading you through. I try
Yeah.
to follow, and I think you guys have been doing well. So, I want to know, growing up, Little Boha or Little Benita, how what were her own personal experience when it comes to gender roles? What did she see gender roles to look like in where she lived or grew up?
So thank you very much again. So while growing up as a little child, lines were drawn right between what we should do as girls in the house and what the men or boys should do, right? So I grew up knowing that I'm to clean house, wash the
Oh, we are losing out on Miss Bois. Uh, I think there's a problem, technical problem with internet. So our audience, we want to say welcome to the real life talk show where we bring experts together from various fields to discuss real life situations, real life problems, and hopeful solutions through our experts' experiences and their research. So tonight we have with us Miss Benita Boa as our guest. If you are just joining us, you are listening to the Real Life Talk Show, and tonight we are dwelling or lay more emphasis on the Liberian society and how it has transitioned from the traditional expectations to the modern reality, specifically considering gender roles and how these roles are changing. So I think we still have Mr. Andrew. Chairman Dean is online. If you are online, we can see you. Your video is off. We have Mr. Hector Towagonti. So while we're with our guest, can you kindly let me then shift the pendulum to Mr. Hector Towagonti. So, Mr. Gonti, growing up as little Gonti or little Hector Gonti, what were your own experience or experiences when it comes to traditional gender roles in your home, in the school, or wherever you think you growing up? You have to unmute yourself. Kindly unmute yourself.
Okay, okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you once again for such a brilliant question. And I think that's a rare way to begin the conversation. So, to answer your question, like any other person, I have my own experience. And to be very brief, one thing I recall was the separation of duties between boys and girls then. It is commonly practiced or it is believed that boys have a unique responsibility in the home when it comes to domestic tasks, and likewise the girls as well. So I remember while coming up, we were made to believe that men were responsible or boys were responsible to do the birching in the yard. They were responsible for uh, providing security for the younger one, their sisters. And girls were believed to be the one in the kitchen cooking. So such belief or such practice, I I believe has some effect, has an effect on us as men. A few years later when we grew up. Yeah. So I remember some years back or a few years back when I was away while pursuing my studies.
Oh, okay, Mr. Gonti, sorry that I had to cut you off there. And right now, I want us to look at our personal look more, dwell more on the specific of our own personal experience. We will come to the point of discussing broadly or generally what we think, gender roles looks like, especially traditional gender roles. But we want to see We want you to give our audience some life. Some people might have grown. A lot of people have grown, and they might have forgotten some of these childhood experiences. So can we be to some extent practical and show get some exact scenario that we can point to that one even those who are listening could forget and say, oh yes, I remember, yeah, what that guy is saying. Definitely that these are kind of experiences myself I think I went through. All right. So I didn't mean to cut you off,
Yeah,
but
so
just
like
to
I said,
insert that. Then we get to our guest.
okay, like I said,
Yeah, yeah.
like I said, as a young man coming up, the responsibility that was squarely associated with the boys was one breaching the yard and providing security for our sisters, and then fetching water from the well. Yeah, these were common practice, and today it is still believed that these are unique roles that are assigned to boys coming up. Yeah. So these are few things that I could remember while coming up. Responsibility assigned to young men or boys coming up at the time. They were made to understand that they were the one responsible for the dredging of the yard, fetching water, and other domestic work. They're washing dishes and washing clothes, cooking, were all assigned or squarely in the purview of the girls. Hello.
All right. So thank you so much. That was great of you. And now we will move to our guest. Yeah. Can you hear me?
So, yes, I'm hearing you. So, for practicality's
Are you
sake,
hearing me, Mr. Gonti?
definitely.
Yeah, I'm getting you clear.
Are you able to hear me? You hearing me, right?
Yes, please, you are
Mr.
loud.
Jerry, you are loud and clear from my
I
end.
think Mr. Gonti is not hearing me. So okay, okay. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So, as I was
All right.
saying
So
earlier,
let's listen to our guest,
yeah,
Miss Bohan.
thank you. So, as I was saying
Okay.
earlier,
So
for
let's listen to our guest now. She's on the floor. Miss Boha, you can go ahead
thank you
from where you start.
for practicality's sake. I lived with two
Oh, she's stuck
separate.
again.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah,
Leave and
Miss Wap,
continue.
just go ahead. His internet
Okay.
is kind of delaying, so he's not catching up. But we are getting you. Go ahead.
Okay. So, for practicality's sake, I lived with two separate um on two separate parental cares, right? My mom and dad on the other hand, and at a certain point in time, I was with my guardians. So at my mom and dad's place, what I did experience was that we were in charge of cleaning up, we were in charge of holding the water, we were in charge of cooking and all of those things. And I saw my mom who washed, let's stay home, wash, make sure we are okay, send us to school. And then what my dad did then was to get up as a breadwinner that the society has placed him to be, go out, fresh finance for us so that he can be able to support us, our protector, and all of those things. And when I went to my guardian's place, it was the same experience. My aunt will be at home cooking, cleaning, and doing all the necessary things that a woman's supposed to do, that society placed on us. And then my uncle then will go to work and then bring in the finance and all of those things. So that was just, so I grew up with that in mind, that a woman supposed to be this way. They're supposed to go this way when they are in their home, or even if they are yet, to get in one space of, or to say they are in living in a relationship with a person or a man, to be precise. So yeah, that's how my whole experience has been or was.
Thank you, Miss Boa, for your input. Next, we turn a pendulum to Mr. Andrew Dean, who will give us his own experience, childhood experience, relative to his role, while coming on as a young boy.
One quick observation. I'm not too sure we are currently live on the internet, but if we are, then I can. But I'm not too sure we are live, and if we are not, then our audience might not be getting us. Because I'm fathering, but I'm not too sure that we are currently live. However, I'm just trying to get confirmation of if we are still live. No, so we are not live right now, and at this time, I would like us to get to Maya, who should ensure that we are actually live, because as of this second and as of Miss Boa last remarks, we are not live on the internet.
Oh
Yeah,
really?
but Mr. Dean, can you check on the screen there and see, because if we are live, you always see an indication.
It's
So
there.
first, let's verify from here.
We are live on the stream, yeah, but not on Facebook, and we don't have audience for the stream, yeah, right now. So that is our problem.
So if Mr. Jared is listening, he can quickly contact Mayan
Please,
to.
Mr. Jerry, I know you are probably filing from the stream,
Yeah.
yeah, just to get confirmation that we are actually going live, because right now we are not going live as of this second. I'm just trying to make a follow up, uh, to know what's going on. So just 1 second.
So what are you doing? Are you placing a call to him or?
Yep, that is what I'm doing right now.
Okay, okay.
I'm having feedback from our audience on the internet saying why is the show already ended and all those things on the live post that was
Oh, okay, okay,
usually the live post that was there. So yeah,
okay.
okay. So we are not live yet, and I'm waiting for us to go live. Until then, please, we can just hold on 1 second until we are right to go live. Please, 1 second.
Oh,
Okay, Okay, Miss Boa. I think they changed the location of the live is on Real TV True FM Live right now. So we can. Okay, Miss Boa. Miss Boa, if you can hear me, can you come back? I think we are set to go now. Okay, welcome back. Benito, we were waiting for the other guys to join. I think the live has changed from closing argument to real TV. Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it
That.
was changed. Yeah, I just look it up, and that's where we are live currently. And from all indication, you and myself is the only one here live, and I think yeah. So even though we don't have a lot of audience there, okay, we have I think up to two-person who is currently viewing. We sorry apologize for the technical issues to our two audience that we currently have. We should have been live on closing argument today or tonight, but unfortunately, I think due to some technical issues, we were transferred to Real TV and True FM online television. Yeah. So, okay, we are back. I think we're good to go. We Mr. Jerry will be joining us in 1 or 2 minutes. Then we can pick up from there. Miss Boa, are you there? Mr. Conti, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so it's Mr. Jarvis that we're waiting for now. Just a reminder, we are live on Truth FM, Real TV, online. That's where we are live, and you can just share that platform instead of the closing argument. Uh, those who will be going to the closing argument will see that the live video have come to an end and is currently on um, the Real TV and Truth FM live. Okay, if you're just joining us, this is the Real Life Talk where we discuss social issues that affect our society, wars of politics, and where we bring experts and professionals to contribute to the body of knowledge, educating our audience and discussing controversial issues. Today, our conversation is around the gender role, the expected gender role from the traditional perspective, and what the modern realities is speaking. How gender roles have changed in Liberia. Back on is the CEO and founder of Real Life Talk, Mr. Jared. I will just turn over to him for a continuation of this unique conversation. Thank you, Mr. Jared.
All right. Thank you, Chairman Dean. And thank you to the panelists and our guest. Ms. Boha, we want to say thank you for your deliberations on these questions so far. We're sorry to our listeners, our viewers, that we've been having some technical glitches, but however, we are moving along, and I hope you are following. Now, having discussed your experiences, personal lives, especially with traditional gender roles. So, how do you see these responsibilities changing today? Um, Ms. Boha, if you're listening, can you talk to
So,
us?
sorry, Mr. Jared D.
Thank you very much again. And I will always tell you thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah. So how do I
Excuse
see
me.
the
Yeah, specifically with regards to the family, because we have started with our key points. So, how do you see it changing in responsibilities today in family?
so yeah. So at first, in fact, right, the home is where gender roles are first taught before coming out to the society. Like we stated, giving our experiences, our personal experiences, and all of those things. But now, with all of the experiences that was laid down or that were laid down, you will find out that currently in many homes, you have both parents working. Though the woman still maintain her part of the traditional aspect where she cooks and then clean. In fact, you can also see men who cooks. You can see men who cleans. You have seen women in politics. coming to the forefront. You are seeing that women are being more robust, are being more open in conversations, are coming forth speaking their truth. All of these things did not happen before. So that's a massive change, especially to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
South woman, right? That is
definitely.
a massive change. So all of these
So,
things just tell us that
mhm.
we as Liberians, we are trying our best to embrace these modern realities, because we can, although we are
Okay.
not erasing totally our culture,
but but
but
but
yet
but we
still
are
we are,
trying.
yes, we
We
are
are we are
trying.
you are rating us as trying.
Yes, we
Okay.
are not
So,
100% there yet. We are trying. That I can see.
but if we are trying, Miss Boha, uh, in homes, I don't know that you have had your personal experience, but I believe you being a researcher and you have friends. You are typical Liberian, as we can say. You might have had a share of the experience. So, with fathers, let's look at fathers. Do you think they are becoming more involved with child care, taking care of the children in the home, and doing some of those household duties, like the woman go, I mean the man, the woman goes to work and then the man stays home. Even if the woman stays home, is the man helping to do some of these duties that were seen before to be a sign, like the point of, I mean, the case of cooking, right? We talk about looking after the kids. Do you see these things happening? You think fathers are really becoming more involved, going beyond their
Have
own
you met
roles
thank you. Have
that
you met
were seen to be?
single,
You think?
yeah. Have you met single fathers? Have you come across them? That will tell you that the trajectory is changing. We have many fathers, many men
Mhm.
who openly takes care of their kids without any stigma, and they do it so perfectly. They show that love. They are not leaving
Hmm.
it to the women to do it alone. So those men will tell you that during those days, we now used to do this, but we are doing it. Tells you that the war is involving and everybody is going forward. So yes, men are
So
changing.
that means, okay, sorry. So that means, in today's society or today Liberia, we
Yeah.
have men who take the black plastic bag that we know and walk to
And
the
go
market
in
or
the
go to the market
market. And go in
and
the
buy the
market.
fish, buy the
Yeah,
cassava leaf, buy all these things, come home with it and cook for the family. Do you see it? Working
exactly. And
class,
aren't you
especially.
even aren't you
Yeah.
there can cook? Aren't you can go in the market and cook? That tells you that things are
But
happening.
I haven't tasted Andrew food before. Don't
Uh,
don't
this
don't
is,
voice for Andrew yet because
But CEO, she have tasted
yeah.
and she can testify.
Oh, really? Then it means that you have to prove yourself. Then I can join her to,
So
All right.
yeah,
So
so
the thing,
men,
yeah.
yeah. Some men do
So
these
you mean
things.
men are getting involved?
Yes,
They are
men even
actually getting
watch
involved.
nowadays. To see men watching during
Wow.
those days, it takes the grace of God. In
They
fact,
will
they
start.
will
They will make mockery out of you. They say, "Oh, the man is foolish. What kind of
exactly.
man? He
There will
woman
be
using
some
him."
exactly. There will be some stigmatization to put it, but then you see men washing, you're not seeing them doing up, even though you still have some ego on the side, but you're trying to relieve some of those ego and then come in the limelight or the limelight to be able to do all of these things that traditional says that men are not to do.
All right. So I will take the rest of the panelists soon. But so do you think women today they do take interest in that? Because if a man decides to do these things, and the typical Liberian man will say, "Oh, the woman would think I I funny man, and in fact mock me, and sometimes takes it to be your responsibility now as it is, right? So at times she start disrespecting that you need to do it, it's your role. You have, in fact, when they are even home and they are available,
Mm-hmm.
they tie it squarely around the man's neck, because the man have been one way or the other, helping or providing supportive role. But they now have squarely tied around the man's neck to the point that it leads to them disrespecting the man. Do you see these kind of situations?
So the issue is not about abandoning the culture, right? But it's about involving it responsibly. So what do I say? So it's the fact that in as much as we have some women who have the mentality that we stay going back to our tradition, that men ain't supposed to do these things, and if men do it, they see it as something else. But also you have women who love for her to have a support system, and not only for the man to rely on her 100% to do all of these things. So yes, there are women who want a balanced kind of home, and there are women who still sits on the fact that it should go the traditional way, and men are not supposed to do this. So it's a 50-50 kind of decision. So we are still struggling on whether we should let go of our tradition or our culture that says this, and then whether we should embrace the fact that modernization say we should do this. So like I was saying, right? Um,
Oh,
a question was asked.
mhm.
Men during those days traditionally get married to one or two women. That way they don't get to go out to have um extramarital affairs
Multiple
outside of
women.
their home. Yes. But now, modernization says a man, coupled with what the Bible tells us to do, a man should marry a wife. But the men now are marrying a wife, and we're still seeing them going
And
outside.
having
So how
multiple
do we
girlfriends. So
exactly?
it's a whole lot of discussion for another day, and I wish that this kind of discussion we will schedule a day for this, especially the direction you are going, because I know you are learning somewhere now. But we'll table that. So thank you to our guest, Miss Boha. If you are just joining us, this is a reminder that you are listening to the Real Life Talk, where we discuss real life issues, we have real life conversations, and provide practical life solutions. I am your homo servant, Mr. Paul Dominic Jarrett Jr., the founder and CEO of the Real Life Talk. All right, in today's discussion, we are looking at how gender roles are changing. So I would like to shift the pendulum right now to Chairman Andrew K. Dean. Mr. Dean, you listened to the guest, Miss Boha. She spoke lengthily and she responded to these questions. So, what is your own take, especially when it comes to, because the thing is, we have been talking whenever people talk about gender, they just think it around woman or women, always women, women, women. And if you notice, our trend of discussion has been dwelling in that path. So now let's look at it from the man's standpoint. Do you think men to deserve support from their women to sometimes play the role that they should be playing, as the case of the woman the man playing the role that a woman should be playing?
Okay, thank you, CEO. If you listen to my introductory statement and remarks, I said something very interesting that the traditional shift that we are experiencing as a society to the modern realities of the general rules, it have created two major things: tensions and questions. And what you just asked just now is one of the questions the shift have brought about. Uh, I, I,
Yeah.
I'm a big person on research, So I do not have the statistic to back this statement, so I'm going to say approximately, right? But looking at our
Yeah.
society right now, approximately, like I said, we have some
Mhm.
huge number of male who are currently seeking a balanced gender role as it relates to relation status. That is, more men as they believe that the traditional expectation of the lady, which was to clean, rear the children, taking care of the children, taking care of the home, and uh, should now be shifted to part, partly taking care of the home and partly being a helpmate to him, not in the previous sense, but in the sense of contributing financially to the relationship or the home. So, with that being said, two major things have arisen from that. Now, one, the expectation before was women would sit home, do all of the domestic thing, including cleaning, taking care of the children, ensuring that their home is in tight, and all of those things. That was the expectation. But like I said, due to education, due to society, the modern realities that you see, a lot of women now are becoming professionals. They are heading institutions. They are being more involved. And with all of those things happening, there is limited time to take care of the home as is expected of them traditionally. You can have a lady who's working full time that leaves in the morning around 8 o'clock and then have to be back around 4 to take care of the horse full time. Now, the problem that I'm coming to your question, Jara. I just want to lay this foundation. The problem with that is
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
the men are expecting, or the males are expecting, that 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 contribution from the female, while at the same time taking care of the home, full time taking care of the home. And even in modern, the modern realities that see people bring, help in the form of a nurse or a horse maid, there are expectations from male still for the lady to take care of the home. So back to your question, after laying that foundation, yes, I would say male are currently in this modern reality trying to shift to help the female. Now, before it was just the female wanting to get in that space, but currently, from observation, the male are even encouraging the females to help transition them into a place where they have the capacity and the competency to help provide for the home. I give you an example. A lot of young men you see them telling you now, I want my wife, or I want my girlfriend to be educated. Remember the last time I told you when we were talking about this whole thing, I said education is the great equalizer. It helps change the narrative, not just gender wise, but
It's a
as it relates to
key
standard
determinant of social mobility.
social mobility. Obviously, when you discuss stratification, so you understand that if the male desire would be let this lady become educated, which was not so much in the traditional era, but in the modern realities, the male are the one encouraging the female to get the requisite education so that they can be able to compete. But the problem with that is that a lot of men want them to participate in the full time in contribution to the family, but at the same time wanting them to play the role. Like, for example, if he doesn't have an outfit for the next day, it becomes a problem. If the young man comes home and there is no proper meal prepared, he sees it
While
as
at
a
the
burden.
same time
But at the
to
same time,
cater to the home.
thank you. So you see, the shift have caused a lot of tension. It have opened a lot of conversation, and I like the topic you brought about today, Mr. Jerry, because it gives the platform so we are able to
But
shine
to
light
cut you
on.
off, despite that. That's why the okay.
You were saying, Paul, you cut me off. I don't know, but you wanted to say?
Okay, Shamadine, you are coming broken.
No, Mr. Dean is
Hello?
back. I,
I'm clear, but you cut me off, so I'm waiting for why you cut me off. I was in flight, but then you cut me off, so I was just
Oh
waiting for
no.
why.
Earlier I wanted to cut you off, but I left it and you can continue. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was actually concluding. So yeah, so this question has has been created. Is it okay for a lady who is transitioning from the tradition gender role to the modern realities to still contribute full time, and then also is expected to raise a child, to provide for the home, then to take care of the home, ensuring that meals are prepared, clothes are clean, house is well tidied up. These are the questions, right? And these are conversations we're going to keep
Yeah,
having around this topic and shining more lights on it. But personally, what I think, uh, the shift have caused is an enlightenment in the roles of gender. That is, women now have the foresight to say, I can do this if I chooses to do it, and I can't if I don't want to do it. Now, men don't hold all the cards anymore. We have already seen what women can do when the role shifts. They can also take care of the home. They can also be a professional
definitely.
and do it both
Sure.
at the same time. But of course, men are doing it too, but not on the skills of of female. So I would say
Oh,
uh, I'm pro modern realities as it relates to gender shift than being on the traditional side.
thank you. Thank you for that perspective. And I want to say it was great. As a matter of fact, these things are happening in other places, not only Liberia, but depending on the society, that's how the situation is being looked at. However, our discussion is tied around today, Liberia, which is our common denominator, a nation we hold dear to our hearts. All right. So before I come back to my guest, I would like to listen to Mr. Hector Towagonti. We are still to conclude on his family and home when it comes to the changes in gender roles. What is your own take? What is your own take about this? What are some traditional responsibilities or roles do you think have been assigned to men and women? Though we talk about in our experiences, but looking at it from a more general perspective in Liberia, and how are these responsibilities changing today? You think?
yeah, thank you once again, Mr. Javi, for the opportunity. Usually when you have great speakers speaking before you, it makes it a bit difficult to give an input. But how be it, just to add to what has been said, uh, the shift from traditional practices and believe them to what we now refer to as modern practice is not an attempt to get completely rid of or to get rid of traditional practices and beliefs which have created an orientation in us that cannot be done, dealt with, or destroyed or thrown away in a single day. What it attempts to address is the issue of providing a balanced role between both the male and the female in a home, in a working place, and wheresoever. Let's take for practical example. Today, there is a need or there is a call for gender equality, equal opportunity for both male and female contesting for national positions. Today in homes, it is expected of both men and women, or the husband and the wife, to provide. Unlike then in the past, we have that as a sole responsibility assigned to the men, where the men were responsible to go out there, work, earn money, and take care of the family. But that is not the case today. Today, it is expected of both men and a woman to go out there, work, and bring in. But the issue here is not just merely balancing the responsibility, whether it is financial responsibility between the male and the female. Sometimes modern practice calls for understanding. Let's assume uh, the woman is not in a capacity to go out there to work. Modern practice calls for defining a specific role that will equate her to the role of the man. If the man is going out there to work, or if the woman is going out there to work, the individual who do not have the opportunity to work at the moment should be able to take care of all the domestic responsibility. If both of them are opportune to work and money, this is where sometimes you see the hiring of a nurse, the hiring of an individual who will come in to fill in that gap. Then that becomes the responsibility of both male or the husband and the wife who are earning to be able to combine their salary and be able to cater to the earnings of that individual who is filling in that gap. So today, in the context of modern practice, as it relates to gender role in a home, it calls for understanding, it calls for uh, balance, and it also calls for, yeah, understanding, like I said initially, understanding between both partners. So, uh, going outside of
Okay.
marriage.
So thank you to conclude. Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay. So to conclude, outside of
Go
marriage,
ahead, conclude.
yeah, outside of marriage, considering the national scene or at various institutions where you have both male and a female, now modern practice affords all the opportunity. Leadership is not only assigned to
No, we want
men
to.
today.
Mr. Gonti, we sorry that I had to
Yeah, I'm
cut you off
listening.
for
I'm listening.
Mr. Gonti. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm getting you clear.
Yeah, I had to cut you out because we are concluding on the first segment of our discussion from our the share of our experiences, which is tied down
Okay.
to the family and the
Oh,
home.
okay.
Yeah, so
Okay, so with that, that is how I conclude. I thought you needed me to expand outside of the family, but since the
no.
discussion, the first segment of the discussion is being restricted to family, uh,
Yeah.
I hereby conclude to say that modern practice today, unlike traditional practice, modern practice calls for understanding between both partners. What the man can do, the woman can also do. If both of them are opportune to earn money, it becomes both of them responsibility to cater to the individual who have come in to fill in the gap, taking care of the children and so forth. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. We have friend Zwaluda. Friend Zwaluda is following us from I think Bannersville residence. And to those of you who are just joining us, goodness sad, we want to say welcome to the show. Playa, welcome to the show. You are following from Marsha. This is the real life talk where we discuss real life issues and provide practical solutions. Tonight, our guest on the show is Miss Benita Tita Boa.
A
She
round
happens to
of
be a
applause
very
for her.
experienced individual, comes with a wealth of experiences to the discourse, and we are dwelling today. Come again?
A round of applause for her,
She said a hand of
please.
applause. Okay, so we are discussing tonight from traditional expectations to modern realities. How have gender roles changed? A round of applause. So you guys need to give her a round of applause. Andrew, Andrew, you'll be having content, though, Mr. Chairman.
And you have refused it
Eh?
personally. Now
He's
they are
acting like he's not
formulating.
hearing it. Don't mind, he pretends. Yeah, and the CEO can only content. Anyway, all right.
You see, trying to hold the chairman in contempt. You see what is happening
Network.
with you now? So yeah, I think he's having some. We all know the internet in Liberia is another thing. So he's having some internet trouble. Uh, but we were just concluding the first segment of today's conversation and moving to the next one. And we're going to start again with. I'm not too sure exactly what where he wanted to go. So can we just give you a few more minutes? Okay, so he can join again. He's gone off completely. Uh, so yeah, in the meantime, I think we're about to start the second segment, and
Yeah. So
we
while
can
we
give
are
you the
waiting, you
post.
can just do a reminder to probably our listeners or followers who are just joining us.
Yeah, sure. If you just joining us, please, we are here on the Real Life Talk. Today is we are shining a light on the traditional gender role and what the modern reality is saying, and how gender has changed in Liberia, specifically the rules of gender. You are tuned into the Real Life Talk this and every Sunday at 8:30 to 10 o'clock, where we discuss social, educational issues, void of politics, and we bring out the best express and educator, scientists, and you can just name it. Today we have with us Ms. Benedictita Boer, trained a journalist and media professional who is shedding light on the roles of gender. Back is Mr. Jari, who is the CEO of the Real Life Talk, and at this time I'll be turning over to him. Mr. Jari, it's all yours.
Yeah. Thank you, Chairman Dean. Victor from the United States of America, USA, following us. We want to say welcome to the Real Life Talk show where we have been
Are you
discussing, we
getting him,
continue to
Andrew?
discuss real life issues. And oh, our guest is not getting. She's not. You still not getting me, Mr. Dean? Can you hear me? Okay, so Miss Bohan, can you hear me now? I think there's a technical problem from our
Well, I don't
side.
know
Victor,
about the
are
other,
you
but from
hearing?
my
Are you
end,
hearing Mr.
I'm getting
Jari?
you loud and clear.
Could you please read it? I'm not.
Yeah, so Mr. Gonti, your okay. So I think like normally she has to go off and come back because there's it's going to be challenging relaying all of these things that we'll be saying in our next segments. So Mr. Gonti, your video is off.
Okay.
Can you kind of turn on a video so you can relay to Miss our guest Miss Boha to log out and come back if she's not still not hearing me. Chairman Dean, if you are hearing me, can you tell her? Then we continue with the next segment, which is because time is fast, man. Now we're going to look at education. There is a need to look into education when we speak about
Ms. Boy, can you please
uh,
log
gender.
out and log back in? Mr. Jari is not hearing you, and he can you can hear him either. Go ahead, Mr. Jari.
Okay. So today we are going to be having a look at the family, the home, how gender role has been shifted from traditional to the modern realities. We want to take a close look at education. How is it happening in our schools? Mind you, education is a social institution and that is responsible to impart knowledge, and it has other functions that it perform for the stability or orderliness of society. So one does not only develop in a home, but once grow and attain education. The education institution play a pivotal role in our society. So such a discussion about gender cannot be discussed in the absence of education. So now, before our guests can join us, I have with me Mr. Hector Tawaganti. If you are listening, can you kind of tune in your video? With you being an educator with a vast experience of in the area of education,
Mommy,
uh,
they say to put it back Georgia now.
Chairman Dean,
Ah,
please,
that way,
please,
breakfast.
please mute. Chairman Dean, please mute. Kindly mute yourself.
Yeah, they coming right in front of the fence.
Chairman Dean, kindly mute yourself. So, Mr. Gonti, with you being an educator with the kind of experiences, when we look at your profile, a man who have gained education at the level of bachelor degree, not just bachelor, but with a C certificate, uh, an associate of arts degree in education, and moving forward with a bachelor in education, and have taught several high schools in and around Liberia. With these experiences to tap on it, do you think schools are still enforcing traditional gender expectation today? Mr. Gonti, are you there?
Yeah,
Do you
I'm
think
listening.
schools
I'm listening,
do
Mr.
you think
Jerry.
schools do you think schools are still reinforcing traditional gender expectation?
Yeah, so firstly for the record, I've been in the classroom for a decade plus. When it comes to happenings within the classroom is something I'm more abreast with. So to answer your question, uh, over the years, what I have observed
But
and
Mr.
continue
Gonti,
to,
our audience are complaining that they are not seeing you. So can you kind of put on your video?
yeah. So let me just register this sincere apology that I cannot continue with the video for some reason here. Yeah, you see, just left my community. Yeah, so for that I cannot continue with the video. So for those that are
Okay.
requesting video, I want to sincerely apologize for
Okay.
not appearing on your screen. But how be it, I'm here and I'm going to give my input.
Okay. No
Uh,
problem. Go ahead.
yeah, so like I was saying, I've been in the classroom for decade plus, and when it comes to happiness within the classroom is something I'm very familiar with. So when it comes to uh, issues relating to
Traditional gender
gender,
expectation.
yeah, traditional gender roles within various classrooms today, uh, that orientation that have been created as a result of traditional beliefs and traditional practices is something that is still existing, that still continue to prevent us from accepting the current realities or modernization, like we say it. So let's take, for example, it is still believed that men or boys should be the one topping a class. So when you have a situation of a girl declaring, her desire of becoming the topper of the class or the dude of an institution. It become a problem. Most often, she's looked down upon. She's criticized, and many times people underestimate her ability. Uh, and this is what I usually do when I start my classes. I usually encourage active participation for both genders, the male and the female. So I will teach, and then at the end of the class, try to take some reflection of what have been learned. And then students with an inclusion of both gender will be asked to give their input. You will observe that most girls are shying away. They feel shy to talk, they are ashamed to talk because they believe that such roles should be within or such role rest upon the boys. So of recent, I group my students in a class, and then I try to balance them, a male and a female in every group. And then within a group, each student was expected to help the other. So we had this girl who was very good at the chemistry, the calculation. And then most most of the students expected the boys to be the one assisting the girl. But in her case, that was different. She was the one regularly seen providing, tutorial for the boy. So many of them people will look at the boy and say, "But are you the girl or are you the man in your group?"
So so it
Yeah.
means
So
that
that brings to
you
my
see.
attention and to the attention
So
of anybody. Yeah.
yeah. So Mr. Gonti, it means
Yeah.
that
So
the
traditional yeah, yeah,
expectation, yeah, traditional expectation is still
yeah.
in our
So,
classrooms. Is that what you think, right?
yes.
From your experience?
Exactly. So the expectation still remains that the boys are the one that should be in the lead. The boys are the one to be the topper of the class. Yeah.
Yeah.
So whenever you see a girl taking such lead, it becomes something that's strange to everyone. So every time they will buy muff the ball just like that. So modern realities today call for equal opportunity. We all have potential, whether it is a female or a male. And it is just a matter of giving each and everyone equal opportunity to bring
Oh,
out what is in them.
okay. So bring out what is in them. Thank you,
Yes.
Mr. Gonti. That was a great point. These were great points. Now we'll come back to our guest on the show tonight is Miss Benita Tita Boa. We want to say she's not just an ordinary guest, but a guest with vast experience or experiences. So, Miss Boa, we are in the second segment of our discussion. Now we're looking at education. What are the conditions in our schools like? When it comes to traditional gender expectation, you might have thought you might not have been a teacher, or you might have been a student, or you have been a student, or you are still a student. So, from your own experience in a classroom, in a school environment, what do you think? Do you think that schools are still reinforcing traditional gender expectation?
I think that the whole issue of this gender thing in schools is at some point not being enforced. So I will tell you for a fact where I graduated from the University of Liberia, particularly the Department of Communications and Media Studies. Um, Women or girls are pushed to go forward in their educational sojourn. We were encouraged. And majority of the classes I have sat in, I have challenged myself to be part and parcel of every academic work. If not the head, I will be next to the head. And if not for anything, I will just want to be in front, because that issue of gender stereotype is
Yeah,
something we are trying to get rid of. And if you want a modern society, or one that is involving, or one that take woman, or takes woman, or sees a woman on a different level, you have to give them the space. And the space we're giving to us. I'll tell you for a fact, a lady does the college, that is the Emosi Sawyer College of Social Sciences and Humanities at the University of Liberia, from our department, which is goodness science. So that alone tells you that the educational space is giving women, or it is open to women to explore, to do their best educationally, which of course we are taking that into consideration, and we are doing great in our aspect. Many, for example, the youth and sports minister,
yeah,
educationally, that was why I got her that position, because she's educated, she's up to
yeah.
the task. So women are being given the opportunity to explore educationally, and they are doing exceptionally well,
They are doing
irrespective.
exceptionally well.
Yes,
Definitely.
irrespective of that. During those days, you really used to see that men, when you go in classes, men will be on top of things. But boy or man, I'm so sorry, Mr. Chari.
Mm.
Go in some schools, and you will see that
Mm.
women are taking the lead. Women are actually doing well. Women are coming forth, and they are coming forth with zest. They are coming forth with fire in their education, and they are doing everything possible to not only be seen as a woman who's supposed to take care of the home, who's supposed to cook, who's supposed to clean, but to be seen as a professional woman, woman who knows what she wants educationally, woman who grabs every opportunity to be seen. And majority of the
Okay.
advocacy that you are seeing for women to be represented in the House of Representatives is just because of how far we have pushed for that. If not, men will still
Okay.
be
So
sitting back
so
and not
so
supporting us.
yeah. So I think you believe that education has pushed women to
I
this
believe that
part of
education
life.
has, yes, has pushed women, has made women more vocal, has made us to be more open in conversation like this. So
Okay.
if it is not
So they
because
they
of, if it is not because of how far I have come in education, I wouldn't be sitting on your platform.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah. So that tells you
So
how
yeah.
important
So
education
thank you
really
so
is
much.
for women.
Sure. That was a great. These were great points. And if you are just joining us, you are. It is a reminder that you are listening. You are tuned and listening to the Real Life Talk Show, where we discuss real life situations and provide practical solutions every Sunday between 8:30 to 10, and we have reached our peak. But with the climax of the conversation, I think we will beg your indulgence to just give us some meanings that we can be able to cover up this topic so that we can climax on this for a new topic the next week. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. So I would like to throw some perspective, though I've been moderating, but this last in my purview as an educationalist, and as such, I think I'm in a better position to give some perspectives with regards to some gender practices and how, in general, and how things are changing when it comes to the classroom. Now, the first thing, let us look at the textbooks and the materials that are used in our classrooms. Uh, Many a times, these textbook shows images or pictures of men in roles such as doctors, right? and you see men enrolled in textbooks like engineer. Being an engineer will be assigned to a man. It is expected that when you read a textbook in Liberia, traditional textbook, and they are trying to describe an incident, I mean, condition that has to do with leadership or presidency, you will see the image will often be a man. And then when you also look at some of these textbooks, in that very same textbook, you will see women. Women photos are there, but they are often assigned to cooking, like cleaning an environment or cleaning a place, like they are washing clothes. You see photos. I think all of us, there are some reading books that we read, even um, way back while you are in elementary schools. Today, in our secondary schools, our textbooks are not gender sensitive. Most of our textbooks, we authors are writing and they are not being cognizant of gender. So when a child is made to believe that every photo that is in a book that talk about doctor and they see men, that talk about engineer, they see men. If a girl child sees that, she goes in society believing that it is only men that are supposed to be doctors. It is only men that are supposed to be engineers, right? And if a child also sees that all the photos that they see in the textbooks that they read or in the learning materials that they read is centered around women washing clothes. You won't see a man, a textbook that carrying photo of a man washing clothes or cooking or taking care of the children. So they are made to believe that cooking, washing, taking care of children are just assigned to women, right? Now, what are the changing? How are things really changing in today society, especially our Liberian society? Today, we have witnessed a case in Liberia where our first female president, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, it has proven that women can take the lead, right? You can. She wrote this child will be great, and there are other books that have been written today that capture the image of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. So if a child reads a textbook that carrying a photo of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, definitely that child build in mind that oh yes, women too can become presidents. Unlike reading traditional books that just carry men as president, right? Now, more women in our society are becoming lawyers and they are becoming university lecturers. So things are changing from what is supposed to be, and not the art of engineer being assigned to a man today. Women textbooks that are showing up materials. When teachers begin to show learning materials that involve these professional or career areas that has to do with what females roles interchangeably, we believe that it will break this gender stereotype. And besides that, we also have gender sensitive the way we express our languages in the classroom. Like a teacher will enter the classroom and say, strong boys, you strong boys, get up and move the chairs or move the desk. So what you are sending, the message you are sending across to that class is that it is only boys who are considered strong. So women too cannot be strong, right? Then you hear some teachers will say, girls, make sure the class is clean. So you are sending a picture that only girls supposed to clean. Men are not supposed to clean, right? So uh, we use the languages and not being cognizant of the effect it's having on both men and women and how it is helping to bring inequality in society and making people to feel, I mean, to be placed in certain bracket or certain category. The world today, through the help of United Nations and other international organizations, are making strides to if not an equal society, but to bring women at par with their male counterparts. So if we must do that or help to achieve that as reference to the sustainable development goal, we ought to ensure that our classrooms be gender sensitive in the way the language we use in the classroom, the textbooks that we use, the kind of textbooks, the kind of learning materials that we use in the classroom. All right. Now, a case where a teacher will come to the class and say boys are naturally better in mathematics. Why do you think that it is mathematics is only assigned to boys? There are women who do solve mathematical problems that when they are solving, you see them. And thanks to some of us, the experience we have had over the years in the classroom, and even today, I can vouch for like what our guests are saying. Women are really, really challenging today in the classrooms because I have been a teacher in all sectors of the Liberian education system. I have taught at the uh, primary level, the secondary, the junior secondary, and now I'm at the tertiary. So I can give experiences as it comes, right? Now, the modern approach from what I was saying is that we as teachers, it is not that we are doing these things because we do not want to recognize specific gender, but it is painting a picture that will be a long lasting picture in the mind of the learners. So if a teacher wants to refer to the class in the modern society, in modern reality, what the teacher does or should do is go to the class and ask for a volunteer to do your task, maybe to arrange the chairs and not asking a specific gender. Because once you assign it, you do it specifically, then it's like you're assigning it to that particular gender, right? And my brother there talked about participation. I like the part he talked about where he involved the students in participating. So all students must be encouraged to participate. Whether you are a boy or you are a girl, you must be made to participate. And the art of assigning specific subject or career to certain gender, I think it should be flown out of our classrooms in modern reality because all gender should be made to feel equal. So it, I mean, more girls are running the sciences today. The STEM program, the science, technology, engineering, mathematics, they are going there. You see, girls are involving into leadership courses. So these things are not only tied to men, right? So equal participation is one of the things that should also be stressed in our classrooms, right? And then besides that, uh, the expectations that we teachers do have with about our students, be male and females, we have the expectation that boys are to become leaders. Can you imagine? That is a traditional belief that it is boys who are supposed to be leaders, girls are not to be leaders. But today it is taking a different trend. Even being a politician, we have the thought that, oh yeah, boys are supposed to be politicians. But today we see women are getting into politics. When the National Election Commission released list of candidates who register, we see these candidates are I mean, to some extent being dominated by females also. So I'm sorry that we've lost on our guests and the other panelists, and I think they will be coming in so that we can get a conclusion or concluding statements from them. But while we are with them, we still looking at education as relates to the changes in gender roles, right? So teachers, we we should have the or we do have a responsibility of ensuring in today's society that the certain careers are not they are based on ability and not on gender. So we need to understand that, and as such, if we do that, then we erase the traditional belief or the traditional practice of ensuring, I mean, saying that, oh, engineering is for boys or nursing is for girls, right? So um, many a times people say, oh, nursing is for girls. But today we see nurses, men are also becoming nurses. You go in our hospitals, you go to JFK, you go to ELWA, you go to Redemption and other health facilities, including clinics. You see men are wearing nursing clothes and they are becoming nurses. Even the art of mechanic. One time I was surprised when I saw a lady on a car, you know, because our mind from growing up, we have traditionally been made to believe that certain careers, it is only men that can get into careers. So because of that, our schools are teaching uh, students in alike. But today it is taking a completely different shape. So I just want to throw these things in, and I want to say thank you for the time. Is there anything that we need to touch on? Though we stress on two tonight, but we have to let go of you because time is not in our favor. So, what do you think is let's say we can take a parting comment because due to time factor, we can't keep you long on the show and our listeners themselves. Before you come in, Miss Boha, let me apologize to our listeners, our viewers. We we went beyond the time indicated. We know this is the beginning, and it's not going to continue. In our next show, we hope to take calls to listen to your own perspective about our discussion. So, Miss Boha, it's over to you.
Thank you once again, and thank you to all of our listeners who have taken up their time to come and listen, to be part of the show. Thank you so much. Like I was saying, and continue to say that we are evolving from traditional means, though not getting rid of the culture, to embracing modern realities. With that being said, we would love to thank the men for helping us in this process of evolving from traditional to modern realities. We would also like to thank the women for helping men to involve in all of these processes. And I hope and pray that we continue to do this, though it wouldn't be an easy thing. It is not an easy thing. We still have some
Definitely.
barriers, we still have some glitches, but we can get there, and we will get there little by little, baby steps. So they say, small,
Mhm.
small. We are
Small,
gonna
small,
get it.
make big.
So yeah, so thank you so much, Mr. Jared, for having me. And thank you to the rest of the team for giving me this opportunity to be able to share my thoughts on such a unique topic. I don't take that for granted. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Boa. Before Miss Boa leaves, in our next show, we'll hope to expand or conclude on this discussion, and in that we'll be looking at employment and economic life, which should be our next segment, and then we'll look at culture and society, and then lastly we'll look at leadership and politics. How are women mounting on? How was it before in traditional society? I mean, traditional roles, while traditional roles were assigned to women in becoming leaders. So it's something, a show you won't like to miss. And I want to say thank you so much to our guest for taking our time. So let us take a parting comment from Mr. Hector Toagonti.
So once again, thank you, Mr. Jerry, for the golden opportunity. And I also want to add my voice to the speaker before me to register our apology.
Oh, Mr. Gonti, are you there? Hello? Mr. Gonti, if you are hearing me, can you change your location a bit? Oh, we lost out on Mr. Gonti. Mr. Gonti, are you still there? All right,
These
ladies and
these are the things we are talking about, the evolving stages. Like from
yeah,
traditional means to modern means. We need to fix the internet issue, actually.
definitely. We are already facing problem with that. In Liberia, it's every talk show produces another talk show. so 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 I hope that we got so many issues to look at that are affecting the lives of people that worth discussing. Voter politics, we are hopeful that we will make impact to help lives. So I want to say thank you so much for taking up your time to make yourself available for this show. We hope that next week you also give us that time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great night. Bye bye.
Bye. Eh. Oh God.